Do, 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 do. Howdy and aloha, everyone. This is James with Monotalk. Thank you for being here. Thank you for paying attention. This is my ongoing documentary. Today is August 6th, 2025. And the title of this one is When Will the Deep State Go Down? Be dismembered, be eradicated, or eradicated. I'll squish you, kids and all. You ask, when will the deep state go down, you ask? I don't know, man, but I think it has to do with one person, and that's just me. There's one person, it depends on Trump. Seriously, he's got the royal flush, and everyone knows it, as everyone has gone all in. I mean, we've seen they're all in their cards, and a lot of them have like a 7-2 is like it's the worst hand you can have in poker, but it's won before, but it's like one of the worst hands you can have in Texas Hold'em. And other people have like a jack or a couple of spades, but he's got the royal flush, right? And he's at the turn, and all the cards are out. He knows he's won. Everybody else is betting on this table, and they've all pushed their chips in. If you played Texas Hold'em, you understand what I'm talking about. But it's just up to Trump to fold or push all his chips in. That's it. If he pushes all his chips in, it's done. It's a done deal. He can get rid of the Demoncratic Party, a lot of Republicans, right, and pretty much take down the deep state. But the question is, will Trump take down the deep state? Is he doing it now? I think he's doing a pretty good job, but I think somebody who's really doing a good job is Tulsi Gabbard, right? She's been throwing all kinds of stuff out there. She's just on a tear, right? Let me see if I got her in here somewhere. All right, we got... oh, by the way, the Western Province huge new we exit announcement shocks Canada. Canada is just sick of the World Economic Forum connection. I mean, most of them get it. Some of them have no fucking clue. And they're just trying to get out of there. Most probably just targeting Thomas. Everybody's going after Thomas Massey. I mean, the guy's MAGA. I think he's MAGA. Whatever you want to think, you think what you want to think. You are misinformed. Yeah, that guy was doused with gasoline. That's fucking fucked up. Sydney Sweeney, she's in there. The boob girl, just boobs. Epstein escape route caught in hidden camera. They've redone all that. And I mean, there were 4 cameras that were not working. Haven't had an issue with anything for like 13 years, and all of a sudden everything just stops working. Come on. I mean, for fuck's sakes, I don't know what else to tell you. It's not a fucking hoax, Don, and you're a terrible actor. Are we still talking about this? Dude, what the fuck? Kayana, Chief Warrior, I haven't seen that yet, but I will probably, so I'm sure that's good. I haven't heard nothing from Hillary about all the stuff that Tulsi Gabbard's been throwing out. And like I said in my last video, revenge is, I mean, karma's a bitch, right? I mean, this chick's coming back full bore. And SpaceX is flying people up to the space station again with no problems. That's always good. And then they got these fucking drones that are just crazy now. I can show you that. And the government transitional period. I don't know what that is. Latest news from Trump White House. Something paid protest. Yeah, and they're catching these paid protesters for the Demoncrats constantly. I mean, they're just still doing it, and they're still out there. I've seen the ads. You can go on Craigslist and just type in crisis actor, and you'll be making like $250 a day. And just crazy. And they're everywhere. Tainted blood crisis. Yeah, there's a serious blood crisis because all the blood. And I'm gonna let you know if you go in this in this YouTube account. I know that somewhere back in somewhere around 2021, that I predicted that there would be a blood crisis, meaning all the blood that people are giving now that have had the Mary, Roger, Nancy, Alpha, Fluvid-19 thing in their arms would have shit for blood. And it's like, why would you want to get that transfusion for one? Well, you would if you don't know if you're a Demoncratic supporter, you would just gladly take anybody's blood. But I warned of this. I said it's just going to be poison, and it's like I said, it's all a fucking depopulation system, and they just want to hoard the rest for themselves. They don't need your money. They don't need your likes. They don't need anything. They don't need you. You're in the way. Like Trump said, it's not me that they're after. It's you. I'm just in the way. And, he proved it. He took a bullet for us. I mean, for fuck's sake, almost took another one a few times. Sydney Sweeney, oh, you got to see this one. This is good because she just crushes it. She's good with this Glock or whatever the fuck she was shooting, but she was kicking ass at that. Let me just make sure you can see all this. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Yeah, and yes, I mean, what's interesting about that commercial, her jeans commercial, and I'm gonna just say it because you'd be an idiot not to see it. They're baggy pants. She doesn't really fill them out. The only things that woman's got for her is boobs. And I'm sure she's got a good butt somewhere in there. But I like my women all much thicker. That's all I'm saying. THICC, man. That's all I got to say. Could hear a pin drop. Nancy Pelosi. They talk about the Pelosi bill and how that's changing. Nothing's really happening with that. Let's see. Yeah, Maui's burning down again. More rental smart city property for Josh Green and his band of fucking money laundering fuckheads. This was good too. Glenn Beck, bless his heart. I always thought he was such a shithead, but the guy's actually, he's not a genius, but he's kind of I would say he's a good researcher, and he likes to present things, on a chalkboard. He actually uses a chalkboard to explain a lot of the stuff that happens out there, and he's pretty spot on. That's of course he's a Trump fan, he's a Republican. I get it, whatever. But this is about, I don't know, back in the 80s, they were saying that Florida was going to be underwater. And it never happened. And that everything was going to be underwater 20 years ago. It never happened. And all this other bullshit. But I already pointed out to you guys that the reason why they're doing, and they've been using, the reason for the climate change crisis scam is for money. I mean, point blank, Biden, a couple of years ago, clearly said, we should, by 2050, we should at least invest $78 trillion. Look it up. In regards to that, was a conversation I guess he had with Janet Yellen, who used to control the Fed. And to stop it. I mean, you guys, that's an unfathomable amount of fucking money. That's just fucking crazy. Oh, I would like to have that AK-50. Oh, my God. AR-10s are still cool. Thermosol announcement. U.S. Department of Health. I'm not really sure. I didn't think I watched that, but it's... Thermosol is... Oh, bad. Some crappy shit in there. Metals and like mercury. And he's trying to take that out of a lot of... I mean, some of these vaccines are just literally poison. Literally. Just for fuck's sakes. Maybe most of them. I would say maybe most of them. CNN panics. Scott Jennings shreds the Russiagate hoax. Everybody's shredding that. That's like easy prey. And there's Tulsi right here. She goes ballistic on Hillary. Didn't Hillary go ballistic on Tulsi? Yeah. But she's doing a pretty good job. I mean, she's, in my opinion, she's like fucking employee of the month, man. You know, she's definitely employee of the month. Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, Tom Renz. This guy's a Republican. He's MAGA. Operation Warp 3 was the single biggest failure for public health in history. The distribution and the movement of a product that was incredible, but the product being distributed was deadly. It's true. Was lied to and manipulated. They think, and I agree with this, because he believes that real Donald Trump was lied to and manipulated into promoting manufacturing crisis that was then. Let me see, show more of this. Promoting and manufacturing crisis that was then used to facilitate the 2020 election steal. I proved that. How they used that to make the counting period of time push days, weeks, like a month and a half longer, give them more time to move shit around, basically rig an election. And the promotion of the very crisis that allowed the election steal, the president enriched the people that wanted to see that election stolen. It was weird. He didn't even realize it, but that's what was happening. Fauci, as I've said, has fooled and tricked and coerced or paid off presidents for the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 decades, easily. The guy's the greatest. I've said this. Tony Fauci is the greatest pharmaceutical rep on the planet. That's what he is, and that's what he's done. I praise Trump for his position on the disastrous Operation Warp Speed is beyond comprehension. HHS is meeting about mRNA today at 12. POTUS, listen to the people and the doctors who have sacrificed much to tell the truth. I've never seen anything like this with any other product on the market. The shots must be pulled before more people get hurt. That's true. That's period. And what's interesting about this is you'll still have people on my Facebook or wherever, and they'll keep saying, oh, you guys are conspiracy theorists, or you guys are idiots, name calling, while their health has just deteriorated dramatically. They've had their 4th or 5th or 6th booster, they're just gone. They're like digging their own thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird because they don't want tallow. They don't want all the poisons and the dyes to leave. They think RFK is doing a bad thing. It's like, wait a second. I mean, who's saying this? Because when I was a kid, right, and my grandfather had an avocado ranch, he used to say, Jimmy, if a bug's not eating it, you shouldn't either. So if you bite into an apple and it's got a little bug bite on it, it's probably a fucking damn good apple. And he was right. You know, all these pesticides, all the soil that they've poisoned and killed. I mean, there's companies that I went to pick up my son-in-law the other day from the airport. This morning from the airport, as a matter of fact. Saw some really strange cloud covers. I think I should show you that later. And they're still spraying their shit across the sky. It's just bullshit. But I was tripping out because I really believed that at this moment, you know, and I've said this many, many times, we are at the precipice, right? We're at that edge, whether we are that fork in the road, either we go left or we go right or we go up or down, wherever we go. The thing is there are just so many people out there that are still being played and still being fooled. And it's so hard, in my opinion, to try to convince somebody that doesn't want to be convinced. It's almost like selling life insurance. It's almost selling like an annuity or IUL, because you're trying to say, hey, this is going to protect you, like in the immediate future and the distant future and the in between. Not just yourself, but it's going to protect you, your family, your loved ones later, if something happens to you. It's life insurance. You know, so it's almost like, and there's just so many benefits if you know the financial I'm still financially illiterate, just letting you know. But I'm also becoming less financially illiterate. I'm less. And from what I'm telling you is there's just a lot of people out there that they want to. It's amazing to me. It's like, no, there is no geoengineering, there is no cloud seeding. I mean, but we've seen all the proof. We've seen all the bullshit. We know that the Florida's still well above the fucking water line. We know that Plymouth Rock is still there at the same spot that it's been ever since they took a picture of it, like almost a century and a half ago, when they were able to make photos. And I'm just like, well, it's not underwater still. 150 years later, Industrial Revolution has been here for a while, over 100 years. I mean, there's just so much proof to say, well, what is it about the Democratic supporters that just want the poison? They want they want illness. It's almost like, I think the best term for it is Stockholm Syndrome. It's like they love being punished. They love being beat down. They love being demolished. They love being manipulated. It's just being meek, malleable, obedient. MAGA's not that way. Maha's not that way. Masa's not that way. Make America safe again. Make America healthy again. Make America great again. Us first. Right? The United States first. I'm totally a believer in that. There's so much shit we still need to fix, especially our health, especially our food. Right? And now it's just Robert F. Kennedy is moving forward. He's doing more right now to save more lives than any war that's been stopped in the past few decades. Right now, his policies, his everything he's trying to do has, if you look at the numbers and how it's going to make you healthier, right? If a bug's in it, you should eat it, right? But if a bug ain't touching that fruit or that vegetable, maybe you shouldn't. That's pretty common sense. Like when I was young, I was like I'm saying it. We didn't have the word organic. That wasn't around. You just went to the store. You know that all the food you were getting was just picked down the way, or if you're buying an avocado, it didn't have a peel on it, or this solution, or this poison, this crap from Bill Gates on it to preserve it. You just knew that I remember that, and this is true. This is a true story. We used to sell our avocados to a distributor in Vista, California, and I think they're still there. I'm pretty sure they're still there. And they would come and pick up these giant bins of our avocados. I'd help pick them and everything, and all the trees. And then there was one time I was at a grocery store. It was in Vista or somewhere out there, and I saw my avocado. I knew those were mine because we were told that some of the local vendors and some of the local stores were using our avocados, and I knew those were mine. And I knew they were fresh, and I knew they didn't have pesticides on them. And I knew we used pure water from a well, and we used, and that just doesn't happen anymore. We need to get back to, fucking tallow. I'm a little pissed off at, I went on my way back, my son-in-law and I had to stop by Popeyes because they use it's like tallow-ish, but it's tallow. It's just a hell of a lot better than seed oils, because seed oils are basically fucking poison. They used to use that for tool and die and for cooling off machinery when it's cutting through metal. That's what they used to use it for. And then they said, we should start using this to fry our fucking food. And people are still using it and thinking it's okay. And that's weird too. When one of the first things that Robert F. Kennedy said he was going to do was bring back tallow. And I'm fucking telling you, if you eat French fries from McDonald's made out of tallow, you're awesome. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And this is what we all used to eat. Right? You're just so used to this crap poison. It's crazy. And it better go away. So I want that to be pushed a little harder, much harder. I want every fucking restaurant, I want seed oil to be banned. You're going to find out, and a lot of doctors that actually give a shit about you, a lot of dietitians, a lot of people, Layla Ali, who I'm going to have on here hopefully one day, we're going to talk about all this stuff. She's a longtime friend of me. She's a pharmaceutical dietitian, something, whatever, but she is with Maha. She knows what has happened to farms and producers and all the crap that they've been putting in our food for so long. It's a methodical poisoning of the population. It's happening all over the world. Remember, they want to get rid of the end game, and I can prove it 1,000 times over, as I've done on this channel. My content clearly has proven it over and over and over. All my YouTube channels, there's like 3 or 4 of them. That the end game for the globalists, or all these rich fucking Soros, Finch, BlackRock, fucker, whoever's out there, Obama, whatever. Their goal is to get rid of 2/3 of the planet's population and hoard the rest for themselves. They don't want to fly anywhere else. They don't want to go to some fucking anywhere. They want to keep what they have and control what they have, because it's getting out of control. And they started seeing that happen. So that's why they're bringing the trans. That's why they're bringing the surgeries for kids. That's why they're doing all this shit. They're giving drugs to everybody and everything. They're making up ADHD, OCD, all this other shit, bipolar, whatever they can do. When most of it's just from the fucking food you eat. Most of it's from the stuff you put on your body. Most of it's from the shampoo that you're using. You ever read a shampoo bottle? Right? Because shampoo used to be, I think, made out of what? Well fat? And a few other little ingredients. A bar of old soap, like the brownish, grayish bar of soap that my grandmother used to have when I was a kid, used to wash everything off of me. I was so fucking squeaky clean. I think that was tallow, by the way. And my hair wasn't itchy, my scalp wasn't itchy, everything was just fucking pure. And we've got to get back to pure, right? I was just showing this picture. I don't know. Maybe I have it real quick. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I got it. Oh wait, here's a good one. Wait, hold on. I got to show you this. I wonder how you can tell. Yeah, this is pretty revealing. Let me show you. 2 seconds. I wonder how you can tell that this person that's waving this flag doesn't like Trump. I wonder how you can tell that. What gives it away out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma? The fuck Trump flag. What can you tell me? What gives that away? Can you tell me? It's huge. It's right in your face. But it's pretty obvious. That's pretty fucked up, you know, and that's okay for them. It's just crazy. I can't. I mean, I'm not super thin, but I mean, what am I, like 280 now? About 280, you know? I mean, when I was in West Virginia, when I left there, I was I was like 323 or something like that. And I'm going to say it makes a lot of difference. It makes a huge difference because there's just fat everywhere. It's just not good for you. But I'm moving better. I'm playing golf. I've got a few aches and pains. I've always had a shitty knee. My shoulder's not great, but it's better. For me at my age, I'm probably more flexible than most people my age. And I can, still do like 10 push-ups, no problem. I can do squats and all kinds of shit if I have to, if I want to. I'm pretty flexible, I'm okay. And all it would take for me is, serious stretching and exercise for like a week and a half, and I'm like back to when I was like 41. But I mean, look what this. What? This, what the fuck? It's like, look at these people. It's like it's like they want to be ill and sick and dementia and autism and all this other shit. It's just I've seen people do kind of self-mutilating stuff to themselves. I've seen it firsthand. And I'm going to say right now, it is the scariest, most, in a sense, traumatizing, but the most concerning thing. And you're going, why? Why would somebody want to do that to their bodies and just this and poke holes and nose rings? I mean, I get it. Something over here, whatever. A couple of things there. I get it. But then, tattoos on. I mean, look, the Polynesians had tattoos on their face and stuff, and they had all kinds of stuff. There's different cultures for that. But I mean, I just don't understand why do so much damage to yourself when you have just God gave you, the universe gave you, existence gave you such a amazing vessel, an amazing machine, just the most amazing, just the most incredible device out there. I'm starting to feel that now. When you get older, you really start to appreciate more. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's pretty apparent. All right, let me go back to this other list here. I'm just saying, we've got a lot of things to do. There's so much going on. We're just hoping that this one guy just finally says, you know what? I'm going to I think he's doing his best to fix as much as he can. I can tell you that for sure. Let's watch this. We got to watch this because I'm very proud of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for this. And let me just put in another link and just play it real quick. There we go. I'm going to hit play.
Authority or BARDA.
What's going on? What the fuck just happened? My OBS is just so weird. Sometimes it's crazy. There we go. Hopefully it'll go.
Authority or BARDA.
Take 3.
Authority or BARDA.
I don't know what's going on. This has happened a few times recently. I think it's my blocker. I think it is.
Authority or BARDA.
There's something going on with the blocker. I can't. The ad blocker is fucking this up, I think. Ad blocks, yeah. 5,000. Okay, let me see. Allow ads on this channel. I'm going to have to do it. And then I can play it, I think. Not going to do it. That is so strange. It's just gotten worse. It was starting to do this, and now it's really starting to do this. Oh, you know what I should do and go to incognito. I'm playing it. I think I got to play it in incognito. Let me grab the link. I'm going to go to incognito. Alright, let's just grab it here. Go to incog. Just play it. I should be able to play it. It's probably going to work now.
Authority, or BARDA. BARDA drives some of our most advanced scientific research. It funds developments of vaccines, drugs, diagnostics, and other tools to fight emerging diseases and national health threats. Over the past few weeks, BARDA reviewed 22 mRNA vaccine development investments and began canceling them. Let me explain why. Most of these shots are for flu or COVID, but as the pandemic showed us, mRNA vaccines don't perform well against viruses that infect the upper respiratory tract. Here's the problem. mRNA only codes for a small part of the viral proteins, usually a single antigen. One mutation and the vaccine becomes ineffective. This dynamic drives a phenomenon called antigenic shift, meaning that the vaccine paradoxically encourages new mutations and can actually prolong pandemics as the virus constantly mutates to.
That's not an accident, people. If you understand what he just said, it makes shit worse. AKA HIV. The fucking I'm gonna give you HIV. That's what that fucking is.
Escape the protective effects of the vaccine. Millions of people, maybe even you or someone you know, caught the Omicron variant despite being vaccinated. That's because a single mutation can make mRNA vaccines ineffective. The same risk applies to flu. After reviewing the science and consulting top experts at NIH and FDA, HHS has determined that mRNA technology poses more risks than benefits for these respiratory viruses. That's why, after extensive review, BARDA has begun the process of terminating these 22 contracts totaling just under $500 million. To replace the troubled mRNA programs, we're prioritizing the development of safer, broader vaccine strategies, like whole virus vaccines and novel platforms that don't collapse when viruses mutate. Let me be absolutely clear. HHS supports safe, effective vaccines for every American who wants them. That's why we're moving beyond the limitations of mRNA for respiratory viruses and investing in better solutions. Thank you.
I don't like any of the solutions, right? There's a book out called Healthy Natural Remedies, right? And I think he's forgetting about the Flexner report, which people need to remind him of. And the Flexner report is 1910 or 1912 that came out from the Rothschilds, and it said that we're going to use petroleum-based products instead of natural remedies, and that if anybody mentions natural, holistic, or ancient remedies, in a sense, is a quack. It's just is poison. They turned it all into all the stuff that's been used for hundreds of thousands of years. They've turned all that into bad, and they want the new science or everything that comes from their facilities, the Rockefeller production plants and everything else, is good. And they started training academia that way. And a lot of people don't realize that. I've done many of my shows about that. Oh, who's this? Global environmental problems, i.e. complex holistic problems, hard to understand directly due to our activists. It's pretty obvious. I would argue we don't know the planet or the impact. Oh, hey Cheryl, how you doing? Beam, yeah. No, I get it. I could argue with you on that. Okay. Let me see. I would argue. Okay. I'm not. Look, my culture. Here it is. I'm going to be brutally honest. We were like Sparta, okay? the 300 in a sense, right? If you were deformed at birth, the Spartans would, if they wanted a boy and you got a girl, guess what? They would do what they needed to do. They would get rid of it. And it was like litters to them in a sense, right? But they wanted the strongest and the best. The Hawaiian people were the same. We wanted the healthiest. We wanted the same thing, and whatever else was discarded. They understood, and this is barbaric. I get it. You're absolutely correct. I don't condone any of this. This is terrible, but it was very rare, and most of it was from incest, and how that usually happened, which was pretty prominent for hundreds of years, for thousands and thousands of years, right? But there were bloodlines they wanted to keep for royalty, et cetera, and all this other stuff, and they would just keep the baby that worked. With that, they also had the kahunas, or the shaman. And if you look at a book like, and this, I brought this, going through this gives me a headache. Going through this gives me a headache. But it's so vast and extremely detailed. It's called Life and Energy, and this is by Isaac Asimov. Everybody knows who this guy is, Isaac Asimov. Just brilliant stuff, and I've gone through just a few of it. Another good book I recently had was The Original Wisdom, right? The Original Wisdom, it's a good book. And there's a few. And then, of course, I have my book, right? The Ancient Religion of Positive Thinking, which I've always had that. And I've filled in the code on that. I've completed the code on positive thinking. And it has a lot to do with God, believe it or not. The Secrets of Shamanism, tapping this spirit power within you, And then I have my Bible. I have it right by my pillow, and I have one out right by where I eat, and I will pick it up and I will read it because I am a Christian. But here's the thing I want people to really understand and what I'm kind of showing tonight. And we were talking about Trump, and then you can get rid of it. Well, I'm happy with what Tulsi's doing. I'm happy with what RFK is doing. I mean, he's not perfect, but compared to the past few decades, or compared to the past, especially under the illegitimate Biden administration, I would definitely argue that Trump is doing a much better job. The biggest hiccup he's had, and I believe the only hiccup, which could be just setting up some pins for the bowling ball to come down the lane, I'm hoping, but it's not really shaping that way, is Epstein. That was just terrible acting. That was stupid. That might come back to haunt him. And I've always said that the warp speed process that this guy used back in the day, right, is not a good idea. And I didn't condone that at all. A lot of people are like, dude, you don't even know anything about this shit. Nobody did. He just Fauci was good at selling people. He's done it for a long time. And Trump got tricked. But the thing is Trump's got an ego. He's not going to say he got tricked. But he can say that if he can prove that he was shown falsified or wrong or documents that was told certain things that were blatant lies, then Fauci obviously should have been in prison a couple of decades ago. We all know that, right? If you're paying attention to the channel or anything close to it, you would know that Fauci should not be walking free anywhere on this fucking planet. Neither should Bill Gates. Neither should Soros. Neither should a lot of fucking people. These should be the royalty of Britain. Of England, whatever. There's just so many fucking players, Larry Fink, that are just horrifically terrible for us and this country and the 99.9% of us on this planet. But the bottom line, and as I'm gonna go back to here because I gotta keep showing what we got in store over here. I'm gonna go back into the list, and I think this is kind of a big one. There are some players out there that aren't playing. Right? What the fuck is what the? Oh, here I gotta do this. My bad. Sorry, just a second. Let's see. I think I got it here. There we go. Nope, that's not it. Oh, come on, man. A lot of clicking on this OBS. I swear to gosh. Zoom in. Vaccine, BARDA. That could be it. Let me just see if that's it. No, it's not doing it. Let's get out of here. Go back into here. Go into there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now I just played the BARDA and what they're doing. But I've got to tell you, people like Derek Bros, people like Jason Burmis, people like Ryan Christian, people like Steve. What the fuck is Steve's last name? Used to be on, people, Pasta, Diodora. I'm a little. Nico House is kind of going in a weird direction lately, which you would probably say that to me. Kim Iverson's kind of on top of it still, but the person I people should really pay attention to is not just Robert James Covert, right? The Covert Report, not James Covert, but excuse me, not Covert, who just got canceled. Late night TV show, but Whitney Webb. I'm gonna say right now, Whitney Webb. She's this, and it's weird because she's got a lot of information. She does a lot of research, but we take her word for it. I've seen her. I've heard her say a lot of things. She sounds like a thesaurus. She sounds like a walking dictionary of lots of politics out there. But I want to see I want to see the information, and I guess you got to read her book, I guess, to find out what's really happening. But I want her to come on at some point and show me the clips and show me the information and put it together. I mean, like I was saying earlier, Glenn Beck does that. A few other content creators like Ian Carroll has been on Candace Owen. Candace Owen does the same thing too. They put together clips. They put together information and documents and newspaper clippings and everything to kind of show you what's out there in the Wayback Machine or wherever you want to look and find all this shit. But I want to see that from Whitney Webb. I just don't want to. She seems extremely intelligent. I'm not putting her down. She seems like she's just a lot of knowledge in regards to Epstein, a lot of knowledge in regards to the deep state, so-called deep state, Republicans, Democrats, world leaders, all this other stuff, how it all kind of pieces together. But I'd like to see it kind of be put out. There's a guy named Jake Tran who has some really good videos. And you know what? I want to show you because this kid does a great job. And it's not about editing. It's not about selecting, pictures. But if in this day and age, I mean, look who's talking because I try to do it and I suck at it. But in this day and age, I think what's important to know is that if you're going to put out content that you believe something is seriously happening that could be dangerous, and you're trying to warn or alert people or make them knowledgeable of that, like I've been trying to do with insurance, for life insurance, annuities. Let me know if you need any information on that. I would be more than happy to help you. Let me know also if you need any business types of loans, a bridge loan, small business loan, larger business loan, anything that could help you with your business. You need a product loan or whatever. Also, if you need any student loan forgiveness information, let me know. I have great people. I don't associate myself, or I try not to. I've been fooled in the past, but doesn't mean I won't in the future. But with my experience, the people that I'm currently with these positions and what they're able to do for companies and for other people and the networking I've done, they are fine. And if you have any questions about them and what you believe I can do for you, please leave a comment. I'll be happy to send you information or links or anything like that. Which I'm going to start doing is putting these links in here. I'm also starting my Universal Wealth
Podcast coming up. I also got Hawaii lore, which is more about my ancient ancestry and stuff that pertains to Hawaii and how they were ripped off. And there was no treaty signed. There was no treaty signed. Never, ever. But Whitney Webb, back to Whitney Webb. She's just a plethora of information. She's just tons of information. But I want Whitney Webb to start showing some receipts. When she comes out and says, this guy's doing this, and that's what this person does all the time, I want to see, okay, well, where'd you get that? Did you get it from Wikipedia? You know, did you get it from a news clipping? Did you get it from an old dictionary? Where'd you get it from? You know, I want to see that information because a lot of people take her as biblical fact, and I want her to prove it. Okay, if you're listening, Whitney Webb, I adore you. You're amazing. You've got a lot of content and information. I think it's important for everybody to know. But I want to see the receipts. I want to see the documents. I want to see the videos. I want to see the emails. I want to see where are you getting your conclusions, your perspectives, your answers, or what you believe is the problem. That's kind of what I do. I kind of put things together. I connect a few dots. I give you my perspective. It could be a conclusion or a theory, right? But usually when I'm throwing shit out there, I'm about 95% correct. No, not that much. Maybe 87.5%. I would say that. Because the stuff I usually say that's probably going to happen usually happens. And like I'm talking about with this, in this particular channel content, on the 8th of August the 6th, 2025, Trump has the flush, the royal flush. He can totally eradicate the Democratic Party, make a huge, and start sinking the ship of the deep state, but it's up to him to go all in. And he's going to have to fucking push Epstein in that stack. That's part of your chips, man. Right? You can get everybody else to fold completely, or you can get them to go all in like they've already done. And just crush it. And just crush it. You could take the entire pot, my friend. But for some reason, he just doesn't want to fucking. It's just kind of weird. Anyway, let me see what we got else on there. Whoa, where did I go? Where did that go? Okay, here we go. All right, Nancy Mace is running. She's doing her thing. I get it. There's Tulsi Gabbard on Hillary. Not liking it. So this is good. Rob Schneider sat down with. I don't know if this was pretty recent. Right, with Bill Maher, they had a pretty good conversation. CNN panics as Scott Jensen shreds the Russiagate hoax, which was easy to do. Right, it's just so easy to do. It's been done like 1,000 times. And then Ukrainians caught showing off their Nazism, which they all are. I fucking tried to tell you guys that. Right, and I've tried to tell you guys there are Auschwitz Nazism. Not Auschwitz Nazism, which they, like I said, if you think these guys escaped from Auschwitz, which nobody escaped, right? And if you think these people are ancestors, no. These are people that put tattoos on themselves with numbers and came over here and got asylum, or came wherever else. And then what's really weird is, I guess supposedly Adolf Hitler died or didn't die, or they found him in Brazil, whatever the case may be with that. That went down. The Third Reich and all of what the German army did until 1945 went down. And then they popped back up. And then NATO popped back up. I'm just letting you know. A lot of prominent figures in NATO were once in the Third Reich. Look it up, or if you want, I'll send you the information. In NATO. Just saying. All right, there was something else down here. That guy. Oh, the fucking hail was crazy out there in Wyoming. God, it's like golf ball size. It's crazy. Chad Wright, I recommend you guys go look for him. Great stuff. Ian Carroll's got amazing videos. Great information. Glenn Beck, Blaze TV, of course. The stock ban bill backfired. That's crazy. Anybody that wasn't behind Josh Hawley on this, it's just criminal. They're the ones that are part of the insider. Every single person. This is the Nancy Pelosi bill, by the way. She makes what, $174,000 now. She's worth like $400 million or some crazy amount of numbers, and her husband does all the trading for her, whatever the case may be. But the problem is a lot of these people that are going in to the Capitol or becoming a House of Representatives official or whatever, legislator or a Senate legislator, is the biggest reason why they're going in more recently is to make money. It's just money. It's all about money. It's pretty bad, pretty sad. And that's where it's just got to stop. Yeah, and then 1.8 million of them killed in Ukraine. Just a lot of people dying. It's ridiculous, crazy. And there's earthquakes prediction. There's a lot of earthquakes, and don't put it past us for being able to start earthquakes. I'm just letting you know now. I would bet $100. I'll bet you $100 that we are the ones that are able to start earthquakes nowadays. Don't even think for a moment. Don't even think for a second that our technology. Let me put it this way. We are doing stuff. Like a year and a half, 2 years ago, the CNN did this segment on cloud seeding, and then boom, everybody knew. Hey, they're cloud seeding. It's not a conspiracy theory. They're really spraying metals into the sky, and they're still doing it to this day, right? The only person against that is Clear Skies Act by fucking MTG, which I don't see why everybody's not for. But, you know, Democrats love poison and the deep state loves the Demoncrats. That's all I got to say. But there's just so much going on in regards to this right here. This technology. You won't know it's happening now, but it won't be exposed till like 15, 20 years later. Right? So if I'm saying we can create earthquakes now, then I'm probably saying you're going to see that we definitely knew that we were already creating earthquakes or starting earthquakes 15 years later from now. You'll probably realize that. I'm just saying, whatever they're exposing now, they've been doing it already for 15, 20 years. That's all I'm saying. And it's probably not good. Oh, this guy's good. Damon Imani, this guy does some great work. I recommend. Alien spaceship hitting the Earth. Really? Oh, fuck. Like I've always said, I am a intelligently superior being, and I can travel through space and time with a wink of my eye through my vessel that I've created, or we've created over hundreds of millions or whatever billions of years. And my spaceship can go anywhere in the galaxy, anywhere in any galaxy, the universe, anywhere in any solar system, anywhere like that. Why in the fuck would I want to come here? Just to watch the circus? Maybe. I can guarantee that's why. It's just they're here just to watch the circus continue. You know, the flea circus that's in here. Yeah. Look, at any moment, any one of these aliens could just fry this fucking plane. If you can travel through space and time at a push of a button, you don't think they have something that could fucking destroy a planet in a push of a button? Of course they could. Of course they could. Right? Operation Mockingbird still in effect. We all know that. Democrats have the main problem. Part 240. That's a dumpster fire. Don't believe in the sanity next weekend. Biden's still an idiot out there. That's just crazy. The guy doesn't know. He has no idea what he's doing, where he's doing it, and how he's doing it. He just has no fucking clue. It's really sad and pathetic. The 3 of 7 project, I recommend you guys check out that YouTube. It's good. Oh, look, Melissa Gilbert tells most insane Hollywood story. You know what's a really insane Hollywood story is I made out with Melissa Gilbert. I danced with her, and her bouncer girls were jealous when I was 18, 19 years old. Just want to say. Virginia Gliffer's lawyer explains the contents of Epstein files. That's a good one. Yeah, there's just a lot of forensic information in regards to Epstein now. Trevor's shirt just broke. WNBA. WNBA is such a joke. Somebody threw a fucking giant dildo on the court. I'm just like, perfect. That's perfect. Because there's just a bunch of dicks playing that game in that fucking league right now. Make America Fit Again. President fitness test. Oh, that's good. So the presidential fitness test came back. And you have to do a certain amount of push-ups, certain amount of sit-ups, certain types of sit-ups, certain types of runs. You know, I think it starts from kids ages 10 or 6, I'm not sure. But I had to do that when I was a kid. We all had to do. Nobody was fat. We had, I think when I got fat, I was, how old was I when I got fat? I was about 24 or 25. I started getting kind of chubby, but I was still in pretty good shape. Right? I got pretty big, and then I got out of the military. I got big again. I was in the military. Man, when I was in the military, I was cut. 218 pounds. I could run. I was running like 8-10 miles, like once or twice a month easily. I mean, cake. It was cake. I was doing good. And then I got older. My wives were feeding me really good, like really good, too good. And I got fat and stupid many times. But when I was younger, we had the fitness test. And that's what they have here. And this is Bryson DeChambeau talking about it right here. If it clicks on, I don't even know if it'll click on. I don't know. Hopefully it'll play. This will play. I'm hoping. If not, I got to put it on the incognito. Oh, it's not gonna. Going back.
We have a president that knows sports unlike any other. He brought together 30 of the most elite athletes to bring back the presidential fitness test.
We think we have the opportunity to change in the 70-year history of PCSFN the course of where it's going currently. We have some of the greatest athletes behind us from all different sports to headline, envision, and empower the students of our young generation.
I've watched sort of the decline of the youth of America and their ability and sort of the decline of the importance of fitness and health and nutrition and all of it. And it's an incredible honor, and I'm thrilled to dig in and get to work.
We're all about helping young youth to be moved. It's about sport, it's about fitness and nutrition. I have a passion for all of them. So I'm excited to be able to make a difference in kids' lives moving forward. So I'm very thankful for the President Trump for giving me this platform and for us to change the generation.
Yeah, definitely bring it back. I don't want. It was. We loved it. We were competitive too. You know, and if you couldn't do it, you didn't get picked on. No, you didn't. You're just like, well, your parents suck. That's it. Period. That's what that means. If you can't, maybe you're handicapped, whatever the case may be, that's fine. Then you don't have to take it. But usually what that meant is your parents were shit. Right? And they didn't give a fuck about your nutrition. They didn't give a fuck about your fitness. They didn't give a fuck. That's what that usually meant. I mean, but if there are any physical problems or issues or something like that, then it's understandable. These things happen. But if you are able to test and get fit then you should make sure your kid's ready for it. Make sure your kids that if that's going to help her grade, let it. What do you want them to be? Again, I gotta show you. This is so fucking telling. Again, I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna keep showing you. Right, here we go. Why do you think this person's a Democrat? And I'm gonna end with this. Right? Why do you think? Why do you think? Why do you think I can spot her out and tell she's a Democrat? What do you think? Why do you think I can spot that easily? And everybody on the road could fucking figure that out. Anybody watching this video can fucking figure that out. It's crazy. Oh, here it is right here. This is the picture I was trying to show you. Yeah, they got rid of plastics. I thought this was a really good point. Let me turn this off over here. All right. Ancient cultures have the greatest product and mechanisms ever created for pretty much everything. And ever since plastic got involved, it's all turned into shit. I mean, fucking absolute shit. Totally. I mean, look at that. Do you think that kid is warm? Right? Do you think that child is safe? Do you think those straps are going to hold that child? You damn right. The tying, the care, the wrapped in like wool. It looks like wolf skin maybe or something. Man, you're imagine how happy you'd be just being covered in pure wool, pure cotton, pure, everything. Nothing's that way anymore. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Oh, by the way, this is the new squad right here. Here they are. Let me just make sure you guys can see who I'm talking about. This is the real squad. The old squad was just a farce and a bunch of fucking morons. This squad, physically and mentally, are far more superior than the other ridiculous delusion and buffoonish Demoncratic squad, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, and they're all attractive. Very attractive. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, it's the way it is. Fake news exposed. This is good. It talks about that's just a bunch of idiots. Oh, this is me. Tonight I'm on a talk. There it is. Right? And this is a good one right here because here it is. Pete Buttigieg, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Trump administration are canceling vaccine development for bird flu and other dangerous diseases, an action which puts us all and our kids in danger. Oh, wait a second. Pete Buttigieg received over $800 million from Big Pharma. I wonder why he would be so nice to them. I mean, it's just in your fucking face. This shit is just so in your face. And this is great. Loving this. This is winning. Howard Stern, see you later, you fucking whack job. Obama and company, knowingly manufactured. This is true. This is what she says. I think that I already had the song from yesterday. No more payoffs, no more money. This is the Borders thing right here. They're not getting any money anymore. There is such thing as governmental accountability. Government administration is too big for anybody to feel. This is a good channel. I think everybody should watch. They're not perfect, but they're on the right. They're on the right track. True Stream Media. True Stream. Let me just grab the link. Copy link address, and I'm gonna go over here. I think I want to play this for sure. I want to play this for sure. For sure. I don't know if it'll play. Oh, there's my little arrow. Maybe it'll come back. Oh, shit. We're going to have to get it on here. On the incognito. That's why I put it on incognito before.
If you're over 35 and feel like your body just doesn't respond like it used to, this may be the most important 30 seconds of your day. This simple pink salt recipe has been quietly going viral.
This has been known for a bazillion years until the Flexner report came out. There's so many natural things out there.
How do we start this video?
I was going to ask you that.
Everyone's distracted right now about all this stuff that's going on, and they're fighting amongst themselves. All of that, though.
And the list.
The list, which I think is extremely important, the list. I mean, I think if you find out that you're being run by criminals who are blackmailed on both sides of the aisle, it's probably a pretty important thing to know. But behind all of that, there's one thing that, well, it's a fact that the government is admitting about itself. And no one reads these reports, and so it's basically like every year they say some of this stuff, and they admit things, and the media is not doing its job, so it's not going to tell you this. Nobody's really talking about it. They are, but they're not. They're not showing you in plain language that you could actually see. Well, I won't say plain language because the way they write these reports is very...
It's not that plain.
It actually is mind-numbing and obtuse and vague and done in such a manner that you will actually fall asleep by page 2, so you'll never get to page, 215 and actually see what's going on. That's what they actually do. But you need to see this for yourself. You need to show this to your friends. They need to see it. You need to go look this up, read it for yourself too when I'm done here. I'm not going to read you all 245 pages of this because you will fall asleep. Your brain will liquefy. It might leak out your ears.
Yeah, everyone talks about the $37 trillion debt clock and counting at a crazy rate. It is crazy. It's totally crazy. But then more quietly, they have an annual report from the Treasury Department to Congress on the real government financial condition, which includes drastically more money and unfunded liabilities and other obligations that the federal government has signed on to. This report was put out by Brian McGlinchey of Stark Realities, and it was over on Zero Hedge.
And it says right here, according to him, that we're not in $37 trillion in national debt. Everyone got the little debt clock, but that's not true. Actually, according to a barely publicized Treasury report, the actual grand total of Uncle Sam's obligations is more than $151 trillion. That's insane. So I thought, I'm going to go get the actual report, though, because I want to see these numbers for myself. I'm one of those people. I like to do that, even though I hate reading reports like this because, like I said, they're written in language that's meant to hypnotize $7 trillion in national debt. $151 trillion. That's insane. According to him, that we're not in $37 trillion in national debt. Everyone got the little debt clock, but that's not true. Actually, according to a barely publicized Treasury report, the actual grand total of Uncle Sam's obligations is more than 150.
I think I'll leave on that. The day before, check this out. This is good. The day before, it was September 10th, 2001. Donald Rumsfeld comes out and says, we can't, I think this is exact, we can't account for $21 trillion. Or 23 or so. It's usually, and then the next day, the same place that you'd be able to find the paper trail at that Pentagon location was blown up. It's just like, what? How is that so coincidental? For fuck's sakes, how is that so coincidental? And some of the places that were taken down at the World Trade Center on that infamous bullshit day of Building 7. Yeah. 151 trillion. And we for some reason can't find a trillion here or a trillion there or a trillion there for the past 20 years. A lot of, I mean, who is that? It was Tucker. Somebody was talking to, Jon Stewart was talking to somebody from the Treasury or something like that. From the Pentagon 2 years ago. So you're saying you can't account for how many billions of dollars? Yeah, I know it sounds bad. Yes, it's bad. You don't know where this is constant. Like I said, they don't need your money anymore. They've got all that. You think these crisis actors are still getting paid? Yeah, they're still getting paid. You think USAID was just a perk. It's more money. But a lot of this money comes from the military industrial complex, pharmaceutical industry, just everything that's funded in some pork belly fucking non-one-liner piece of legislation that's packed into a 100,000 page bill, whatever, is gonna be it's more money for them, and they know it. And like I said, Matt Gaetz wanted single line legislation because there you know where the money's going. Nobody in their right mind is going to read 1,500 pages of some fucking bill that just landed on the desk and supposed to be voted on a day and a half later or that morning. This is crazy. This whole thing is just a fucking scam. It's a giant money laundering scam, and it's been happening for a long time. And they don't need your money anymore. They've got all their money. You're just in the way now. They want your land. They want everything. They want you're collateral damage. You're cannon fodder. You're expendable to them. And I am talking about the World Economic Forum and a lot of their members. I'm talking about Chatham House and a lot of their members and these G7s and these G8s, 9s or whatever, Bilderbergs. All these fucking people that are just they don't care. They don't give a fuck. Gavin Newsom does not give a fuck about you. Barack Obama does not give a fuck about you. Right? Robert Reich does not give a fuck about you. I think Jimmy Dore gives a fuck about you. I think Tucker Carlson kind of gives a fuck about you. I think Joe Rogan gives a fuck about you. Right? But then there are a lot of people that, like, fuck you, Kyle Kalinske. Kyle Kalinske is just doing what he's getting paid to do. He's still an influencer, getting paid, somebody sending him a check. And that could be easy to do. How easy could Tulsi Gabbard easily, hey Jordan, Tulsi Gabbard could fucking easily jump into any circuit or fiber optic line and find out where Kyle Kalinski's money's coming from. My money's coming from. Your money's coming from. It's easy. Edward Snowden fucking told us how it worked. I mean, he fucking just laid it out there. There's just so much information that people just aren't getting that it needs to stop. Don't even get me started on AI. Don't even get me started on AI. I was just Robert Snyder, who you can do it, right? I bought that website, by the way, Robert Snyder. YouCanDoItAmerica.com. You can do it, America.com. That's me, buddy. I'm renewing it here in a month or two. But that's going to be a part of my company. Because you can do it, America. You can go find tallow. You can go find fresh fruit. You can go protest if you need your wage raised at your job or your company. You can do so many things. You can stop this price gouging of these utility bills. It's you have to do. You have to use your First Amendment rights and peaceably assemble. I did that. I fucking did that. I'm gonna let you guys all know, and I'm gonna show it because I think I keep saying I'm gonna leave with this, but I gotta show you this. I've got to show you this. This is totally important. Totally and absolutely. Where is it? Oh, right here. It's in here somewhere. I know it's here. It is here. Let me see in here. Let's see if I can get it on here. You can scroll with me through my file. let's go to here. Let's go to here. Here it is. Oh, this is the treasure trove of memes, my friends. This is where you go. Where Jimmy fucking lays it out there. And there's some good ones in here, people. Some good ones. But I'm looking for... Get on there. I am looking for this one of me. Is it in here? That's a good one to the right. Oh, this is why PBS should be leave. I gotta find. This is a good one. This is really odd because that busted. I gotta put that back out there. Shit. Let me see if I got this. Yeah. Jesse Ventura turned into shit. I look when I was a kid. Look at that. I was 16, I think, then. 16, maybe 17. Me at my MMA class. I know I got it in here. Fucking Jill Stein. Fucking idiot. Look at the selfies. So lame. Why do I have those? Family. Come on, where is it? Come on, man. Is that it? Oh, man, darn it. Is it that one up there? Oh, there's Stevie. So beautiful. Just gorgeous. Oh, man, come on, bro. Anyway, it's a picture of me. I was out protesting in front of the Charleston, West Virginia, the Capitol, the right to peacefully assemble. No more COVID vaccine, no more children, Just where the fuck did I put that? It's probably at the top, and I missed it. That's probably what happened. DoItYourselfLiberty.com. That was a good one, but it just didn't click. I feel like it's somewhere around here. Call your senator, HOI. No. That's so weird. Be heard. Oh, there's me and my AR-10 308 at the range. Fucking love it. Nope. 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 Oh man. Nope. What is this? Oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is good. I gotta post this. Hold on. View. Select. All copy. I'm gonna put this right here for everybody to witness. Booyah. You're welcome. Montauk. It is time to realize the fact that both the U.S. political parties are all in there, possibly hunt for warp speed vaccine at the highest levels. Yeah, they were. Both of them. Both of them were in it. The news has barely mentioned it. The big pharma company Gilead is charging $3,000 for a coronavirus drug that cost them less than $10 to produce. Once again, they're set to profit on the people's dime. And then there's Carrie Mullins, the PCR test. Dr. Nagzaga Ezek. There's just so much stuff in here. That's just a little bit of information. But anyway, yeah, so I protested out there and I told everybody, that's, a lot of people were thumbs up and a lot of people were flipping me off, and Democrats were flipping me off. I did that in 2021, saying don't take it. I was trying to warn as many people as possible. I was fucking trying my hardest, man. But people just kept fucking... It's pretty sad. That's all I gotta say. Let me... I'm gonna find it, because I'm that guy. I'm gonna go here. Let me just scroll down to 2021, I believe. Because I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Oh, it's 230 pounds. 330. God, I was huge here. Oh my God. No wonder. No wonder. I mean, sorry, X. I just let myself go. It was bad. Yeah, why would you want to be around that? I swear to God. Alright. Let me get back so I can show you the picture. There it is. Yeah. So when was that done? That was... it should say the date on there. Where's the date? Where's the date? The date is... slideshow, rotate, album, add documents, add screenshot, coordinates. With my Navy hat on. Info. That was November 5th, 2021. But I did one earlier than that, too. I shouldn't go scrolling through here. October, November. Oh yeah, they did one in October. All right. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I was out there a few times. I went out there 4 times to the Capitol in Charleston by myself. I don't know why Stevie didn't go. I think she was working or something. But I'm just saying, I was out there, people, doing it, trying to save lives. Ugh, I tried, man. I tried so hard. I tried so hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. It does. I think it does. I believe that there are a few people out there that listen to me. I believe there are. I know I saved somebody's life. I know there's one person for sure I saved. I'm pretty sure. I know there's one person. But all I can say is, if you got it, you're it's not good. That's all I'm saying. If you've got the fucking boot in your system, it's not good right now. It's just not good. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't do everything. Can't do it all. You know, if I had a cape, I would fucking do a lot more. I would, for sure. I would have a long time ago. I would have saved everything. I just am that person. I don't know why I care. I don't know why I even give a fuck, honestly. But I do care about people, you know. I do really care. I do. All right, that's good. All right, I'm gonna say good night. I'm gonna say aloha. Thank you for watching. What time is it now? We're at it's already tomorrow. Aloha, mahalo nui aloha. Thank you all.